I want to share a system I created called the autoclose system that you can use to passively sign high ticket clients. And we're talking, as you can see here, just some proof of some of the clients we've signed with my agency recently: 1K, 6K, 4K, 3K, and we've had multiple other payments as well that I just didn't put here. Okay, and so I'm gonna share with you the system. I'm gonna share with you the old system that everyone uses, and I'm gonna share with you the new system that I created that allows you to passively sign these super high ticket clients. Alrighty, so let's dive into this. The old method that people use to try and sign clients and try and scale their agency is like this. Okay, they book an appointment. They don't nurture. They just send the person some automated reminders in hopes that the person's going to show up to the call, right? We're like, hey, reminder calls in 24 hours. It's in 8 hours. It's in 6 hours. It's in 4 hours. They get it. Okay. There's no nurturing. There's no value. There's no substance in this indoctrination sequence. There's no nurturing. Okay. You have a good call if you're lucky. Maybe you don't have a call at all. You then get ghosted because they say they need to think about it. You couldn't close. You couldn't handle the objection, whatever the case may be. And so therefore you don't quite close on the call, but you're hopeful they're going to pay tomorrow, right? Or next week, right? Well, you get ghosted. You lose the deal. And so you put all this effort in, right? All this effort to book the appointment, to make the person show, to get them on the call, to have a good call, only to lose the deal. All that effort for nothing. And that's why I created the system. Is I realized that there's got to be a better way to go about doing business than this. There's got to be a way where you can have this same sort of flow, but actually get people closing and coming back to you, even if they don't close on the deal. And that's why you can see I have a big red arrow that says we need a system. We need to have a system here in between had a good call and after a good call to go from getting ghosted to actually closing a deal instead of losing the deal. And so that's what this system is. Let me share this with you. Okay. So the new way of doing business and this new system I'm going to dive into here and share with you how it works is like this. You book an appointment. Same concept. You put all this, let me get my handy, let me get my little pen out. Okay. You do the same amount of effort to get traffic, right? Like to get traffic into the new way versus the old way. And you may cold call, you may cold email, you may cold DM, you may run ads, right? Whatever the case is, you're getting traffic into the system. Okay, so you need to put traffic into the system for this to work. Okay, because you need to book an appointment. Now, once you've booked an appointment, instead of just reminding them, we're going to give them value. And what value may look like is it may look like courses with implementation guides. So instead of just giving them a shit course, we'll actually give them a guide on how to implement it. Maybe we're going to give them SOPs. Maybe we're going to give them access to exclusive things that they may not have access to before. Maybe it's content. Maybe this is some sort of lead magnet they can get for free. Whatever the case may be, we're going to give some sort of value that the prospect will actually enjoy and be able to apply into their life to make their life better, typically their business. And hopefully this value has something to do with the problem that you solve. Okay. Now, once you've given value, you are more likely, there's a higher increase that you have a good call. So even in this scenario, you might have a good call. There's a better chance that you have a good call when you give value, because now prospects come to the call qualified. They come to the call engaged. They come to the call interested. They come to the call indoctrinated. They come to the call asking you questions about all the value you gave. Okay, so now once again, you have a good call, but let's say for whatever reason, you still don't close. Here's where the system comes into place, because once again, we need a system. This is the system we created, okay? And so if they don't close, all you do is redirect them back to more value. And instead of just saying, all right, see you, John, adios, amigos, what we do is we say no problem, and we keep nurturing them. We keep them in our little circle, right? What most people do is, let's say this is them, okay, and this is their little circle. People will come and go into their circle, right? So these are prospects. They'll come, and the prospect will be here, and then they'll go. They'll come, and then they'll go, and they'll leave. And at the end of the day, the circle ends up like this. Okay, it ends up with nothing in it. Well, we don't want this, right? We obviously want to have people in it. And so what this system allows you to do, it allows you to keep people in the circle. It allows you to keep them in here and gets them engaging and nurturing until they're ready to buy. Okay, and so in this scenario where they don't close, all we do is we direct the prospect back to content, back to value, back to things that indoctrinate them more to make them realize that what we have is good. And ideally, your content is on YouTube, and you have a bunch of different YouTube videos with a bunch of different proof value, whatever the case may be. And then what happens is your prospect starts to binge your content. They go, wow, this guy's good, this guy's good, this guy's good, okay? And you can have call to actions in your content, but they still might not take that next step. And so what you're going to do is you're going to follow up in 2 weeks. Now, if the prospect said, hey, I'm going to be on vacation for 3 weeks, then whatever. Like, obviously, don't follow up in 2 weeks, follow up in 3 weeks. But this is the message you're going to send in 2 weeks. And this is the system we've created. You can automate this or do it manually, all right? What we do is we'd say, hey, name, we spoke roughly 2 weeks ago about service. Perhaps it's, setting up your goal level. Maybe it's redoing your website. Maybe it's running your ads to get you to outcome, right? To get you to 100K a month, to get you to, you could even insert guaranteed, to get you 20 closed jobs, to get you 2 listings, right? Have you given up on that idea? Okay. This message works absolutely wonders. Something else you can do in between this 2 week time is just send them a video and be like, hey, I just filmed this video. I remember we were chatting about ABC problem that you had. This video covers how to solve that. Check it out. It might help. All right, once again, just redirecting them back to value. We're not trying to hard close them. We're just trying to keep indoctrinating them until they go, you know what? I really want to go through with this. And so we send this super subtle text message, which gets us roughly more than an 80% positive reply rate. And this usually turns into a follow-up call that is super easy to close. Why? Because you didn't hard sell them here, you didn't ghost them, and you redirected them back to content. So now they've been getting nurtured by you, so they like you and trust you even more. And they've had time to think about it. And so now when they come back, they're way more likely to close on this follow-up call because of all the nurturing you've done in the time being. And this is the exact system we're currently using in my agencies that's getting us a lot of extra book calls for follow-ups, and you can now copy it and use it yourself. So have fun.